Now, Storm Tracker 9 weather with Chief Meteorologist Justin Stapleton.
Welcome back live at the U of O campus. We are standing in front of the college game day set. It's pretty quiet out there so far. The crews have wrapped up for the day. We got reports that the semis came in late last night. The crews that I was talking to during our break between the 5 and 6 here said they've been here all day today, enjoying the sunshine and certainly enjoying the cooler weather. And they were all, once I found out I was the weatherman, they were all like, can you please not make it as hot as it will be for both tomorrow? Unfortunately, we cannot do that. It is going to be a sizzler. If you missed it at 5, we'll get to that forecast in a second. Let's go outside right now and show you what we've got on the Storm Tracker 9 live radar sweep. We'll continue to see a relatively warm forecast. Red flag warnings, as Renee had been mentioning earlier this evening, that's the real story for us here across Western Oregon. Here's the ingredients that are going to make for dangerous fire conditions. Low humidities, 10 to 20%. Winds out of the northeast around 15 to 25, gusting over 30, and mid-90s for temperatures. Tonight, that won't be the case, though. We're going to cool off nicely. Sitting in the mid-80s now, get down into the upper 70s by 7 o'clock. We'll be in the mid-60s and clear skies by 10 o'clock. And just after a half moon tonight, right around 2 a.m., about 55 or so, we'll drop down into the upper 40s. We've actually got some nice breezes here across the quad, and that'll be the last day of that. We're looking at 90s for the next 2 days. As we said, both of those days will tie and set the record for all-time 90-degree or higher days across the Eugene-Springfield area. We'll also see some of the smoke coming in from the Deception Complex fire down towards Oak Ridge in the Southern Valley. Hot, dry forecast conditions for the fire crews. And the good news is we'll finally get a break as we head in towards early next week. Right now, pretty comfortable still, upper 80s in Roseburg, 70 out in North Bend, mid-60s at the coast, mid-80s here in Eugene, and around 70 degrees as you head out towards Bend and Redmond. Okay, so here's the wider snapshot. You can see a little dip in the jet stream. That's basically a thermal low or sort of a heat low that's being created off of the Northern California coast. So that'll start to pump in the winds out of the south. Winds above the surface, though, with that big area of high pressure as it slides closer to the west coast, will start coming in out of the northeast. And so that pushes everything offshore, which just continues to dry and keep those humidity levels relatively low. So here's the official forecast if you're headed out to Autzen. 95 degrees, sunny and hazy and hot. And keep in mind, there won't be a lot of cloud cover either. So tailgating earlier in the day in the mid to upper 80s, probably pretty quickly around noontime. Make sure that you're well hydrated as well, along with those adult beverages and other things. For the coast, we'll see sunny, warm forecast. Temperatures will be in the low 80s to upper 70s. The Umpqua Basin will see a sizzler tomorrow with temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. As we get up into the Cascades, we'll see temperatures there in the mid to upper 70s, low 90s, and still hazy across Oak Ridge. In Central Oregon, a comfortable afternoon, around 80 degrees and a sunny, warm forecast. Then we get into the hot stuff here in the valley, right around 94 degrees. A little smoky as well across the Eugene-Springfield area, Thurston, Marcola, down towards Cottage Grove and Cresswell. For the coast, we'll finally see the heat, so to speak, quotations here, break into the mid-60s and some light drizzle Sunday and Monday. The Umpqua Basin, upper 90s the next 2 days, and then finally backing off into the mid-80s by the early next week. Cascades, we'll talk upper 70s, low 80s, and then cooling off by Monday and Tuesday, and finally here in the Willamette Valley, record-setting for the weekend, Matt and Renee, and finally cool down by Monday and Tuesday, but it will be a sizzler of a weekend forecast. Even though we're officially out of summertime, as we're not into Labor Day, it is still going to be hot this weekend.
Man, that is warm.
All right, thank you very much, Justin.